All right, so we're live now.
All right, I'm here to talk about drama. Let's talk
No,
about drama.
no,
Let's talk
no.
about all the drama. Oh, so why don't you tell me about this story, man? I'm not big into well, why don't you tell me in the audience what's going on?
Yeah. So we got some, we got like some major news that is happening in the world of indie comics that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. Um, like I saw Frost Comics react to this. Although like there wasn't much of a response, he was just like he was just using like the eyes looking emoji, and when I read it I was like, holy crap, like this is huge. And like I wanted to wait a few minutes for some more people to come in before we start talking about it. But in the meantime, maybe we can talk about the Superman movies spoiler free.
All right. Yeah, so right now I've got my spoiler review. It's rendering right now. Hopefully get it uploaded here shortly, and hoping to release at 9 p.m. So less than an hour. We'll see, 9 or 9:30 probably. Yeah, man. So spoiler free.
Yeah.
Man, listen. I was uncertain about this movie when it was first announced. I was uncertain that James Gunn was going to be the right guy to do it. But I did say, listen, we got to give the man a fair shot because we don't know what he's going to do. We don't know what he's going to do. We don't know how it's going to turn out. You can't prejudge it. So I gave him his fair shot. And I got to say, man, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Like for me, it was like I was cautiously optimistic. In my first viewing, it was sort of there was like some pacing issues, like things just move way too fast.
Yeah.
But then on my second viewing, I was like, and like the pacing is a little bit better. And I do have some minor complaints, especially with the actual reason why Kella was sent to Earth.
I have a theory on that.
Superman and Goku have gone full circle.
I do have a theory on that. And I think people are freaking out over nothing. If you want to see my theory, I do talk about it at the end of my spoiler review.
Okay.
And since Wizard's going to be doing a spoiler stream on the movie tomorrow, and then I'm going to be doing one on Thursday, I'll be getting more into it in those two streams as well. But I do have a theory on that. This occurred to me like when that twist happened, I was like, oh, you know what? I bet this is set up for this. And I can't say what it is, but I'm like, this is setting up this.
Mm-hmm.
So people just took that at face value. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, oh, I see what's happening here. I see what James Gunn is doing. He's setting up for a certain character later on down the line.
Okay. I wonder which character, because I know I'm going to come on your stream, to talk, theories and like the future of the DCU, because I have a theory on the future of Ultraman.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I have one too. It's again spoiler review coming out. I talk about that at the end as well. I throw out a couple of theories there on where I think this is going, because if you look at the movie, there is quite a bit of setup for potential plot lines down the road.
Yeah. And I'm still on the fence on James Gunn being able to do a solo character movie. Because I don't think he can pull off like an actual solo Superman movie. Like
he
James
just
Gunn.
did. What are you talking about? He just did.
No, he didn't, because with the whole Justice Gang,
they're supporting cast though. That doesn't count. That okay? Let me ask you something. If you have a Batman movie, but you also have Robin in it, and Robin is there. Hold up, Robin is there.
No. That is different, man. That is different. Robin is part of Batman's lore. Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific are not part of Superman's lore.
They all exist in the same universe. What the fuck do you mean they're not part of his lore?
Okay, when you do a solo superhero movie, you have to keep like the other superheroes out of it.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. I'm trying to think of a superhero movie that okay, Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You had Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
Does that not count as a solo Captain America movie?
Yes.
Okay. Then how is that any different from this?
Okay, so the best way I can explain it is that like there was too much of the other supporting characters to where Superman feels like a supporting character in his own movie.
That's what you got out of this?
Yeah.
No way. No way, man.
Well, like imagine if like the upcoming, Batman Brave and the Bold movie comes out and Superman takes up like 20% of the movie. Can you even consider that a Batman movie?
I don't think that they was the Justice Gang in there quite at 20% of the movie?
Let's see. They showed up, during the.
Now remember, we gotta keep it spoiler free.
Well, I think they're in the trailers.
Yeah, of course they're in the trailers. But what I'm saying is we can't get into specifics about what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would say like they were there for either half or almost 3/4 of the movie.
Half to three. You're out of your. Did we see the same movie?
Yes, I saw it twice.
Bro, what are you talking about? They weren't in there for half of the movie?
Yeah, like what were you watching?
I was watching James Gunn. I mean, listen, man, maybe 20%, maybe. But half of the movie? Are you nuts? No, dog. No. They showed up for like one scene, and then you don't see them.
Not one scene, dude. Not one scene.
Let me finish. You didn't let me finish. I said they showed up for one scene, and then you didn't see them until like the last quarter of the film. After that.
Yeah, but which of their members, was there when the rest of them weren't?
I know. And when did he get involved hardcore? It was at the last quarter of the film.
No, he didn't.
It was at the climax.
No, he appeared like even before the climax.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is like he did not have his moment to shine until the climax. Like I'm not saying like he didn't like they appeared in that one scene, in that one conflict, let's say, and then they didn't show up until the climax of the film, And then in the climax of the film, that one particular character that we're talking about, he like was the standout in the climax of the movie.
And like we'll get, and like I wish I could get into detail on this, but we have to keep it spoiler free.
Bro,
but
they were the supporting cast in a Superman movie. All right, it still counts as a Superman solo film.
Like, oh my god. But again, like I'm not hating on the movie. It's just that I just didn't think James Gunn was the right guy for the job. Like I think I think he's way more suited for like a Justice League movie. Because he's really good at ensemble, ensemble stories.
I don't disagree. I think given how he handled things, I think like when he does a super Justice League movie, I think it's going to be fantastic. But my whole point is that, okay, let me ask you this, Andrew. Do you think that James Gunn understood the Superman character?
Oh yeah, like yeah, for the most part.
Okay, well then I would consider that a successful Superman film. I mean, come on, like, okay, let's look at Man of Steel, all right? And I'm not a Man of Steel hater. I'm not.
Yeah,
like
I actually like Man of Steel. And in my opinion, that's the definition of a solo Superman movie.
Wow, that's a purist take, but okay.
Batman v Superman was not a solo Superman movie.
No, it was a Batman and Superman movie.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. But you also have to understand that Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, they're not on the same tier list as like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Hal Jordan Green Lantern, The Flash. They're not on that same tier. So I don't consider them to be like equal to Superman.
Well, yeah, but like my issue is that if you remove those characters, like would it change the story at all?
You'd have to have somebody else in their place to do certain plot points. Again, I can't get into spoilers, but at the end of the film, there's two conflicts going on in two different locations. Who handles that other conflict that Superman's not involved in?
Mm-hmm.
You got to have somebody there to step in. You feel me?
Yeah.
So you do have to change the plot. Do you have to change it? I mean, well, yeah. I mean, you probably have to change it pretty dramatically. Plus, and this is something I go into in my spoiler review. There is like a common theme here of how can I put this? Legality versus morality.
Mm-hmm.
What is legal versus what is moral? And in that debate throughout the film, the Justice Gang is on one side of the debate, whereas Superman's on the other. And you got to have somebody there to play off of that, because you can't just.
Because like especially in like the interview scene with Lois, which basically that whole scene is in the trailers. But like like it was basically Lois questioning just because Superman can doesn't mean he should.
Yeah, right. But I mean, you gotta have superheroes that can also play off of that debate, because Lois is not a superhero. So
yeah,
you don't have the other side unless you have these characters in there from the superhero perspective. I mean, you could say, well, maybe that's what Batman should be for, but would you have really wanted to start off with another Batman and Superman movie? That's what killed the Snyderverse. So having these supporting characters that are not on the same tier as the Trinity, I think allows Superman to have somebody else from a superhero perspective, somebody that's kind of sort of his equal in that regard, although not as prominent, to play off of. I think was a good compromise.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really have a problem with it. I don't think they took away from it. I think they just kind of made Superman stand out more.
Oh, but I just think that for the future of the DCU, let's not make that a habit where where we get Batman Brave and the Bold, which is I wouldn't say rumored. I think it's been announced that it's like meant to be the story where Batman discovers that he was date raped by Talia, and he had and she had a son named Damian. Like that's basically what the story is supposed to be. I don't want the DCU to start this habit where it feels like a need to have like I don't know, like a Elastic Man to be in the movie for some reason.
I mean, depending on how they write it, I mean, you don't know until you actually see like how it comes together, how it flows together, how it works together. Because I was worried about there being too many superheroes in this as well. But I felt like when you see the finished product and you see how it ends, I feel like it works.
Mm.
So I didn't have a problem with it personally, but
yeah. But like, but I also think all the actors were very good, in their roles. Like especially Jonathan Holt, as Lex Luthor. Like he does kind of like at times, go a bit of like the Snyder Luthor sometimes. But he can also be somewhat intimidating, especially with a certain scene.
Well, I'll say this, man. Like if you're expecting like dark, gritty, realistic Snyder stuff, I can tell everybody watching this right now, this is like a total rebuke of Snyderverse. Mm-hmm. This is a total rebuke of Snyderverse. Absolutely, 100%. This is like if you took a DC cartoon and you brought it into live action.
Yeah, a live action adaptation of like the Bruce Timm DC universe.
Right. And let's call a spade here. The Bruce Timm DC animated universe is probably it's the best depiction. It's the best version of DC, period. End of story.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. So bringing that into live action, isn't that kind of what we want?
Yeah, like well, like I think like for I think for a lot of people, like they want. Like it's kind of tricky because like you hear a lot of people say like, "Oh, I don't like Superman. He's boring. Because he's invincible." And then in this movie, they basically nerf him to be like the animated series Superman.
And
and I'm hearing complaints that that Superman is vulnerable. It's like you were bitching about him being too invincible, and now you're bitching that he's too vulnerable.
People are always going to bitch. I mean, what you know who those people probably are? Snyder fans.
Rubies.
Well, yeah, rubies, but also Snyder fans. I mean,
they're way too hardcore. Like, and I like the Snyderverse for what it was. But its time has passed.
Yeah, like, the Snyderverse is dead. The Snyderverse is dead. It's gone. It's never coming back. Listen, and I like Henry Cavill. All right. Yeah, I thought Henry Cavill.
I loved Henry Cavill as Superman. Like I thought he was great.
Henry Cavill had the potential to be an absolutely amazing Superman, but the writing and directing screwed him over.
Mm-hmm.
But if people are complaining about this, what do you want? The Jesus Christ symbolic Superman from Man of Steel? Like, no, that's not what this is. This is the most human Superman that we've seen in live action, except maybe for Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
Like I said in my non-spoiler review, I think this is the most accurate in terms of capturing the characterization of Superman and the humanity of Superman. I think this is the most accurate version of the character since Christopher Reeves.
Yeah. Probably my most favorite live action Superman actor. Like my number one is Tyler Hoechlin, the Superman and Lois Superman.
Yeah, that's not a bad Superman. Are you talking about like the 90s series, or are you talking about the recent one?
Yeah, the recent one, that ended.
Oh yeah, that Superman's amazing.
Oh my gosh, like especially if you watch the finale, oh my gosh, it made me cry.
Yeah, that is a great show. Like that also captures the character of Superman. And I this Superman feels a lot like that one.
Yeah. Plus I also like his version of the Superman outfit a lot better.
Yeah, I was kind of concerned about the suit in this one, but honestly, as the movie progresses, you get used to it.
It's straight up, the Rebirth outfit.
Yeah.
Although I think it's like the second rendition of the Rebirth outfit, because I think the first one, where it was all blue, with like red lining on the arms and feet, and then they changed it to where they kind of made it traditional. They kept out the trunks, and the belt was completely red except for a yellow pentagram.
Yeah,
to sort of like just add some yellow to it. Which I think that is like my, like in terms of like comics suits, like I think that's my most favorite design.
Yeah. We were talking about Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I think this is probably my favorite live action Lex Luthor.
For me, my favorite is in terms of live action in both movies and shows, I think it would have to be Michael Rosenbaum. Smallville.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of a weird comparison because Smallville's a prequel.
Yeah.
Like if we're just going like the traditional Superman story, Nicholas Hoult, like the egomania, the evil genius aspect, the obsession and absolute hatred. I mean, the pettiness of this guy, is captured so well in this film.
Yeah, because I always felt like, Lex Luthor is always going to be Superman's Joker, but both Lex Luthor and Joker are very similar. But in terms of that, they're both insane, but they're insane in different ways. Joker is a loud psychopath, whereas Lex Luthor he's very quiet about it.
And I would also say that Joker was driven insane by the world, his circumstances.
Well, depending on the version, some say it was, like the chemicals, that he falls.
Oh, I think that's a straw that broke the camel's back. I think it was everything that happened before then, but
yeah.
Whereas Lex Luthor, he's on top of the world, so the world can't really drive him insane. Instead, it's one man.
Yeah, and like I was watching Ben Shapiro talk about this movie, and I think he said it very nicely. Is that even though I disagree with him saying that like that his motivation to hate Superman is weak. You know, I was like, Ben, like that was always his thing.
Bro, listen, man. Listen. I regret doing it, but I listened to the Ben Shapiro review. Listen, Ben Shapiro has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Ben Shapiro does not understand comic books. Ben Shapiro does not understand Superman.
Yeah.
He does not understand DC. Ben Shapiro should have kept his mouth shut.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Oh, like I think the only geek, like in terms of geekdom, like I think Ben is more knowledgeable when it comes to things like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, but not in comics.
I think Ben Shapiro overestimates his intelligence personally, but that's just me. I would not go to Ben Shapiro to get information on fucking nerd topics. Get the fuck out of here, man. No, dude. Listen, and like this whole thing too about like, oh, like why doesn't he ever say truth, justice in the American way in this movie? And guys, listen, motherfuckers, let me explain something to y'all. Truth, justice in the American way is not a comic book thing. It was never a comic book thing. That phrase was used in the 78 movie. That is true. But it was used mostly in Cold War and World War II propaganda.
Yeah, but they did use that motto in the comics sometimes. Like they even use it as a title. There's a Superman story called "What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way."
Yeah, but is that like was a propaganda comic?
No. Like, have you seen the animated adaptation of Superman versus the Elite?
No.
Okay. Because that's what that animated movie is based on. Because the original title was called "What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way," and it's basically about like these new these up and coming young superheroes, and their form of justice is like just kill the bad guys. Where as you and I know, Superman's not about that,
right?
But the thing is, when they do that, the public kind of goes against Superman, because they start to question like. I like Superman, but every time he puts a bad guy in jail, he somehow like always gets out. So like, does his method really work?
Oh my God. But hold on, what wasn't the comic book that you're talking about that it's based on? That was done in tandem and funded by the U.S. military, wasn't it?
I would not know anything about that.
Okay, because see, I'm pretty sure that anything like that was done in conjunction with the military, which would make it military propaganda.
I'll probably have to do research on that, but like I've never heard anything about that.
As far as like what I consider to be like the legitimate comics, which is stuff that's not government involved or government funded or anything, but it's just done by the actual creatives at DC. There's never been a comic book that has used the phrase truth, justice, and the American way. So
I don't know, like I guess I'll have to like do some research on that. But like the only thing I know is that they did use it in a story, in the title of a story.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was done in conjunction with the U.S. military. I'm trying to look it up here.
So like, are you saying like it was funded? by the U.S. military?
No, it was a joint effort by DC and the military.
So,
because you have to go back to like World War II and the Cold War era. The military was involved.
Oh no! No, that story was like in the 80s or 90s.
You do realize we were still fighting the Soviet Union in the 80s, right?
Hold on.
That's what the Cold War was.
When was what's so funny about release date? Let's see. So it was like Action Comics number 775, March 2001.
That was 2001?
Yeah.
All right, well, damn. All right, well, damn. Never mind.
So like the synopsis for What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way: a group of metahumans calling themselves the Elite, consisting of Manchester Black, a psychokinetic hat, who has a supremely powerful magic hat, Coldcast, with power over subatomic particles, and Menagerie, who is covered with symbiotic creatures, suddenly appear on the world scene and proclaim themselves superheroes. They are able to stop a terrorist threat in Libya, involving a giant genetically enhanced ape, but not without killing the perpetrators, and not without a huge and unnecessary loss of civilian life. Upon learning about the Elite from the reporter Jack Ryder, Superman heavily disapproves of the Elite's lack of morals and their willingness to kill. However, much to his dismay, many people tend to agree with the Elite's brutal methods, as they see it as the only way to deal with increasingly dangerous criminals and evildoers. During a conversation he has with Steel, after learning this, he wonders if the world has moved on without the need of Superman.
That's interesting, but see, the thing is, though, is that the original phrase was truth and justice. The phrase was extended to Truth, Justice, and the American Way by it was the Superman radio show during World War II, during the 1940s. And then after that, it was adopted in the television show. But besides that comic, I don't think it was ever used in any other comic book.
Like, I don't know either. But I'll have to like look into that. If that phrase was ever used like after the Christopher Reeves movie.
Okay.
But the actress who played Superman and Lois, like, I thought they had really good chemistry, and I would even say they had way better chemistry than Amy Adams and Henry Cavill.
Oh hell, dude! Not for naught. Little bit of preview of my spoiler review, which, by the way, is going public at 9:00. It just finished uploading, and I just scheduled it. You remember when The Amazing Spider-Man was coming out, and we were talking about the chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone?
Oh yeah, that was great.
Exact same shit here.
Yeah,
it is on that level.
Like, I totally buy, that they really like each other.
Yeah, I don't know who these two are married to in real life, but their spouses better watch out. I mean, that's how good the chemistry was.
Yeah. Is David Corn Sweat married? Oh, like I'm asking Grok this to see if to see if it knows. Yes, David Cornsweet is married to Julia Bess Warner. I have no idea who that is.
All right, Julia, you better watch the fuck out.
Who's I forget the name of the actress who plays Lois.
Oh, oh God, fuck. Brosnan's her last name. Fuck, I'm blanking on her first name.
Lois the 2025 Superman movie.
Rachel Brosnan. That's it.
Okay. Is Rachel how do you spell the last name? BROSNAHAN. All right, let's see what Gronk says. Yes, they're both married.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple of divorces soon.
She's married to Jason Ralph. That name sounds familiar.
That name does sound familiar.
Let's see, who is Jason Ralph? Jason Ralph is an American actor in Texas. He's best known for playing Quentin Coldwater in the sci-fi series The Magicians, Mike Carr in the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Oh, but isn't that where? But isn't that the series that Rachel stars in? Oh, that's where he met his wife. Oh, okay, yeah. He was also in Aquarius, Gossip Girl, The White Lotus in season 4. Having performed in off-Broadway productions like Peter and the Starcatcher, Ralph studied acting at Sunny Purchase and is married to Rachel, with whom he lives in New York. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Like his name stuff sounds familiar, but like I don't remember. I don't watch any of the things he's been on.
Maybe I'm thinking about John Rolfe from Pocahontas or something.
Maybe. No, I was not thinking about Brandon Ralph.
But no, though, like I like their romance was really, really good. I wish we would have gotten more as like the history, of like building up to where they are in this movie. But
I guess they want to do like the Spider-Man Homecoming, where they didn't want to repeat the origin story again. But I don't think I honestly did not like the way it started.
I didn't either, but given the format, I was like, wait a minute. Star Wars did the same thing.
Well, like the text crawl, it was not the issue. Because it felt like I was watching a sequel movie.
I've heard that, and I think that's true to an extent. Now, here's what I'll say though. I think as far as like the origin of Superman, even though it's not explicitly shown, it is talked about in a number of scenes.
Yeah.
Again, I have to be careful about spoilers, but there's like 2 or 3 scenes throughout the movie where they talk about like where Superman comes from and what his mission is and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they do enough exposition to kind of catch you up on the origin of Superman. So that I thought was fine. What I had an issue with is the overall history of the world itself.
Mm-hmm.
And the relationship between metahumans and the rest of the world.
Yeah, like 600 years ago, metahumans like showed up.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah,
and it's 300, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah, it was 300.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard like it was like all threes or something.
Yeah, it's all threes. But it's I just like I understand this is the start of a new universe and we can't get everything right off the bat, but I would have liked a basic timeline of how this shit played out to kind of get us to where we are now. Because the movie does just like throw you in the middle of this universe.
Yeah.
I would have liked a little bit more kind of a basic structure of a timeline, if nothing else, to be like, okay, I kind of see how we kind of sort of got here. I get the gist of it, but we never really get that.
Yeah.
And I do think that was the biggest weakness of the movie, because if you're just a casual moviegoer and you're not as invested in DC comic book lore, they throw a lot at you.
Yeah, and like, and there's like a lot of context missing. Imagine if you're like a 13-year-old seeing this movie and you never heard of Superman before. Like you're kind of missing a lot of context.
Yeah,
they say Krypton is gone, but they never explain, how Krypton, got gone.
Oh, I don't think we needed that. No. I think as far as the stuff pertaining to Superman's origin, like Superman himself, I think we got enough. Like I don't think we need to know how Krypton was destroyed or anything like that. Just the idea that Krypton was destroyed, because what you get in the movie is like the basics. Krypton was destroyed. Kal-El was sent from Krypton to Earth. He was found by Ma and Pa Kent, and now he's a superhero. Like you get the basics, and I think that's all you need.
Yeah,
because how Krypton was destroyed, why Krypton was destroyed, that's a mystery that can be explored in another movie.
Yeah,
that's not necessary here. Like we didn't need like the first 20 or 30 minutes of the film to show us Krypton being destroyed and Clark growing up and we didn't need all that. We didn't need all that. We get all that in exposition, and that's fine. That's good enough as long as the information is present in the movie. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And it is there. My problem is just the relationship between metahumans and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
How did we get to when did metahumans start dressing up as superheroes? When did they start wearing masks? When did they start working with the government? When did they start fighting crime?
Yeah, because I sort of question, are we going to get like an X-Men kind of situation? Where there's going to be like prejudice against metahumans, because they're going to take our jobs.
No, if you look at where we are, they're revered. I mean, I don't know. In the movie, they're celebrities. Everybody seems to love them.
But we don't really see that much metahumans.
I thought you just wanted this to be a solo Superman film. Now you want more metahumans? Or what's going on here? You being a hypocritical little bitch.
I just want the facts.
I just needed the basics, man. I just needed to know a basic timeline.
Even the Creature Commandos show didn't really get into it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I think you should watch it. It's a fun show.
I'll check it out now. But I wanted this movie to be my first exposure to this universe.
Yeah.
So I have purposely avoided everything else.
Yeah, I don't understand. Because I don't think Creature Commandos should have been the first introduction to the DCU.
I don't think most people. I'll be honest with you. I don't think most people even know it exists.
Yeah.
So I don't think it really matters. To most people, this movie is their first introduction to this new universe.
Yeah, and James Gunn does keep his promise that that any characters in the DCU, they go from animated to live action or live action to animated, they use the same actors. So General Flag, um, in Creature Commandos, like they use that actor in whenever he appears in live action.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So the General Flag that you see in the movie, like that's actually his actor in the Creature Commandos animation.
All right. Well, see, I like that. That's good synergy.
Yeah.
That's really good synergy there. I don't know, man. Like, to me, like, again, like, there was a lot of stuff here that, well, not a lot, but there was some stuff here to where I thought the movie fell short. I'm like, we need a little bit more. And look, let me put it to you like this. And I said this in my non-spoiler review. I think the nerdier you are, the more that you go into this as a comic book fan, you're going to enjoy this more.
Yeah.
Because I know, and again, like, I don't claim to be like the end all be all knowing comic book nerd or anything. Like, there's people that have delved into this shit way more than I have, but I would say that I know more than the average person.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm probably mid-tier in terms of comic book knowledge, but I know going into this, like, a lot of the stuff, like, I just accepted just on impulse because it's like, oh yeah, Green Lantern Corps, yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, the Green Lantern node. It's like, yeah, Hawk Girl, like, yeah, okay, Mr. Terrific, yeah, okay, yeah. It's like,
please give me a Mr. Terrific show.
I'd love that. One of the standout characters in this movie.
Yep. Nathan Fillion, as a Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, I thought he was really good too.
Oh yeah, like, I don't think there was a single bad casting in this movie.
Yeah.
I think everybody was perfectly cast, and I think everybody had chemistry.
Yep.
Like, there was not a scene in this movie to where I'm like, these actors don't really feel right working together. It's like, no, everybody felt like this felt like an actual fleshed out world.
Yeah.
Like that I mean, it's kind of mind boggling too, because for James Gunn to be able to cast the characters this well, and not only cast them well in their individual roles, but to cast them to where they all work off of each other so well.
Yeah.
That is a monumental task that not many directors can do.
Yeah.
And he pulled it off. And it's like, damn, son. I mean, so when realizing that's one of the things where I was like, you know what? Benefit of a doubt. Like, if he can set up a cast that works this well together, like, I'm not gonna doubt him at this point. Like, imagine him doing this well with casting the Bat family.
Yeah, like, and I've heard that they're still working on casting their Superman. But Batman.
Wait, there's Superman. We got our Superman. What are you talking about?
Oh no, I meant Batman. Though Batman does make a cameo in Creature Commandos.
Yeah. There's like a silhouette of him. I've seen that.
Yeah. But we don't get to hear his voice or anything.
Well, yeah, they don't have an actor yet. But yeah, no, like, I look at the casting of this movie and how well it was done, and that gets me excited because it's like, who is he going to get to be, like, Bruce
Wonder
Wayne
Woman.
and Damian and Jason Todd and Nightwing? Like who? Like the casting is so well done in this film. It's like, I don't have any apprehension now on him casting other characters.
Which kind of makes me wonder, like, what age do they plan for Batman to be?
He's got to be older.
Because if they're gonna bring in Damian Wayne, like, Dick has to be Nightwing at this point.
Yeah, Dick has to be Nightwing. Jason Todd had to have been killed.
assumingly that they're going to have Red Hood in this universe.
I want to see a live action Red Hood film so bad.
Yeah,
I want to see it so bad.
Yeah, but like Bruce Wayne is probably going to have to be like either in his late 30s or early 40s.
Probably, yeah. Unless they're going to say that Talia al Ghul graped like a 15-year-old Bruce Wayne, which is going to be like, whoa.
No, because let's see. So Damian Wayne will probably be like 12 or 13. So if he was like if at the time he meets him, he's like in his early 40s. So he would be like either in his mid 30s or early 30s. When Talia
No, I'm saying unless they don't want to do an older Batman.
Yeah.
Is what I said. Like if they I don't think this is a spoiler. The Superman in this movie is 30 years old.
Yeah.
Confirmed 30 years old. So if they wanted to do a Batman that was the same age, Damian would be like 12, 13. I mean, we're talking about like she would have had to do that shit when he was like 18 years old.
Probably, yeah.
If they wanted to have a
in his early days.
Yeah. They could go that route. I don't think they are, but they could. Like most likely it's going to be like she did this when he was in his, mid to late 20s, probably.
Yeah.
But
like enough time for him to have enough of a reputation for Talia to do such a thing.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I feel weird having a Batman that's like a decade older than Superman.
Well, the Snyderverse did it, so
yeah, but I'd rather have Batman and Superman be relative in age because they are like the yin and yang to one another.
Yeah, because I like Superman and Batman, where they're like very close, to each other in their age.
Yeah, because we've got a 30-year-old Superman here. I'd rather have a 30-year-old Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. And I honestly really hope that like in the future of the DCU, that they bring in John Kent Superboy.
Yeah, but that's got to be a while down the road, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, I'm not saying I don't want Damian at some point, but honestly, if it was up to me, in all honesty, I would have it be Tim Drake. Like my Batman movie, if I was like sitting in James Gunn's chair and I was going to do a Batman film, my Batman movie would be taking place like maybe a year after the death of Jason Todd.
Yeah.
And Batman has kind of taken a step back because he's grieving and he doesn't trust himself anymore.
And base this movie off of like Under the Red Hood.
No, not yet. That would be the sequel. No, so this movie, at this time, like because he's taken a step back from being Batman, you would have Nightwing and you would have Batgirl, and they've kind of stepped into his place and like they're out there fighting crime and stuff. Batman's kind of taken a step back. And so you have Tim Drake come along, and Tim Drake discovers Batman's true identity. And like he's the one that kind of reminds Batman like who he is. Like you're the
Batman.
Yeah, you're the Batman. You're this detective. You're this symbol of justice that people look up to in Gotham. And so as you go through this movie, it's kind of a psychological look into Batman's mind. And like you do get like the flashback of like the night his parents died, but it's not a Batman origin story. It's Batman rediscovering who he is. And so you kind of get the origin of Batman through this psychological thriller. And the catalyst for that is Tim Drake Robin. So at the end of the movie, you have Batman, you have Nightwing, you have Barbara Gordon, and you have Tim Drake as the new Robin, and they're taking down the big bad of the movie. Now, originally, when I first came up with this idea years ago, I was going to have it be Penguin and Riddler, but then we actually got that with the Batman. And I was going to have Riddler kind of be like the one that like challenges Batman mentally and like gets him back in detective mode.
Yeah.
And Penguin was kind of like going to take over the criminal underground in Batman's absence. But now, I mean, I'd have to change that now if I actually went through with this, because it's that whole duo of villains has been played too recently. So I'm trying to think who I would put in there. I don't think I would do Deathstroke yet. I'd save that for Damian at some point. I would probably...
I wanted that Ben Affleck, Batman versus Deathstroke movie for the longest time.
I think I would probably do... I'm trying to think who could challenge maybe Hugo Strange could challenge Batman on that mental level. He could bring out the detective in Batman. Hugo Strange might not be a bad idea to go for this type of movie.
Plus, we haven't done him, in live action.
Yeah. And then the sequel would straight up be a live action version of Under the Red Hood.
Yeah.
Because you'd have this new Robin, and then you'd have the Robin that died come back. And there'd be like some tension there and everything. And that's also where you bring in the Joker. Like in the first film, Joker's in jail and everything. Second film, Harley's broken him out and stuff. And now Joker's back and all that stuff. So you do that for the sequel, essentially. Yeah. But that's just me. That's what I would do.
Yeah, so we had some viewers, and and now they're gone. So I kind of regret, that we went on this tirade, because I really want to talk about the GlobalComix news. So like I might as well just pull it up, and people can probably watch it later. But
yeah.
But where is it? Okay, let me make sure it's up. Okay, So from Comics Bulletin, GlobalComix partners with Comics Wellspring for a print-on-demand service. This massive news for indie comics creators and publishers. So this was posted yesterday, and when I read this, I was really shocked, because so GlobalComix was pretty much like meant to be sort of like the American webtoon.
Okay.
And and they got all kinds of like indie comics that and even mainstream comics on here. They got DC, Marvel, Image, IDW, like all kinds of things in there. Like a place where mainstream and indie can coexist. In a game-changing move that's sure to make indie creators and publishers around the world rejoice, both GlobalComix and Comics Wellspring have joined forces to launch a creator-first print-on-demand service. There's one thing that's particularly difficult for indie creators out there to achieve. It's selling physical copies of their works. Publishing digitally is one thing. But physical copies is an altogether a different beast. That's where the new solution from digital comics titan GlobalComix and a comic book printer, Comics Wellspring, come into play. In a recent announcement, the two companies formed a potentially game changing partnership. You can read the full press release below. GlobalComix, the leading platform for digital comics, and Comics Wellspring, one of America's most trusted comic book printers, have joined forces to launch a creator-first print-on-demand solution that finally bridges the gap between digital reach and physical publishing, one copy at a time. Starting in the U.S. and expanding globally, GlobalComix Print gives comic creators and publishers the unprecedented ability to sell professionally printed copies of their book directly to fans, without managing inventory, logistics, or costly minimum print runs. And like I've looked into Comics Wellspring. The only issue I have with them is that like at minimum you have to purchase like at minimum like 500 copies of your books. Like you can't just do
So there's an entrance fee.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And so we continue with the service. Creators can sell their printed comics without upfront investment on GlobalComix via personal storefronts and direct social media links. International publishers can sell their books to U.S. consumers without fighting for shelf space or dealing with tariffs. This is something creators have been asking for, said Will Graves, head of content at GlobalComix. A way to bring their comics into the hands of fans on demand without hassle. But this is more than just a feature. It's a statement about where the industry is going, how we're making sure creators lead the way, as well as giving publishers worldwide an easy solution to selling their books internationally. Unlike generic printing services that treat comics like just another SKU, the solution is built by and for the comic book community. Comics Wellspring prints in-house, ensuring fast, consistent, high-quality results that meets the unique needs of comic creators. Together, GlobalComix and Comics Wellspring are building something deeper, a creator-powered infrastructure that can scale globally while keeping control and profits in the hands of artists. We printed over 1 million books for indie creators, said Tim Webster, Chief Revenue Officer at Comics Wellspring. This partnership is about more than adding a print button. It's about giving creators a platform where their work, their brand, and their audience all connect. It's time. It's time the print world caught up with the passion and innovation already thriving in digital comics. What makes this different? Fast turnaround, high quality, no inventory. Set your own margins. Control your brand. Sell via GlobalComix or social media. Print quality built specifically for comics. The program launches with so this is important. The program launches with select group of creators and publishers in August. So honestly, the publishers are probably gonna be like Marvel, DC, IDW, Image, and select group of creators, probably the ones that that get the most views.
Right.
So obviously not XP Comics at the moment.
Well, I like mergers like this, man. I think you're going to see more of, because it's going to become a survival necessity. Because I mean, it's no surprise that the Western comic book industry has kind of been going downhill for a minute now.
Yeah.
So mergers like this, I think, are done in order to keep things alive, because the smaller something is, the harder it is for it to survive. So when you have mergers like this, it is a survival mechanism. And I think that's part of this larger restructuring of the Western comic book industry, because it's having to find itself. And it's, I mean, if we're being honest, it's been trying to find itself for what, 15 years now?
Yeah.
So you got manga out there, you got this changing landscape, you got this the digital sphere, you've got now AI is a thing. I mean, they're trying to find themselves, man. And for a long time, especially when it comes to Marvel, the comics were there to kind of create stories for movies.
Yeah.
To be adapted into films, to be adapted into the MCU, where before that it wasn't really the case. Before that, even when you had comic book movies coming out like the X-Men trilogy, like Raimi's Spider-Man, they kind of played off of each other. Like the movies were adaptations of the comic books, and then the comic books would be influenced by the movies, and there was like a symbiotic relationship between the two. Where with the MCU, when that became a thing, the comic books became a story factory for the movies instead of like being its own independent medium. Now I think that has begun to change somewhat, thankfully, in the last couple of years. I don't think you're seeing as much of that now, but you know, again, like I think this merger is just part of a larger narrative of you know, these structural changes that have to happen in the Western comic book industry.
Yeah. The program launches with a select group of creators and publishers in August, followed by a broader rollout in the fourth quarter of 2025. So basically in October. That's when it starts to broaden out.
Right.
We will continue to develop the program together with creators and expand the product options going forward. Bulk print options are also available for creators who want inventory for conventions, retail, or fulfillment, and a full range of merchandise, posters, and apparel will be added in upcoming phases. So I think that is also a really good idea. To sort of like have GlobalComix, be the central hub for all like these for these publishers and indie creators.
Yeah, you need to have that. Well, I mean, let's look at YouTube, for example. I mean, when you really get down to it, what is a YouTuber but an independent film creator?
Yeah.
I mean, essentially
content creator.
Yeah, that's what a YouTuber is, essentially, at the most basic level. And where do you have a hub for all of these independent creators to come to that make videos? YouTube.
Yep.
I mean, you've got things like Rumble, obviously, you got things like Kick and everything, but nobody beats YouTube. YouTube does not have a real competitor yet. All right. I mean, that's just the honest God's truth. I'm sorry, Rumble, but you suck ass compared to how easy it is to use YouTube. That's just the honest God's truth.
I'm sorry, Rumble. But you're just you're still just not good enough.
I mean, it's true. Rumble sucks.
It sucks. Get good.
It's
get good, scrub.
But so to me, I kind of see it at the same thing. Like, you do need a central hub for people to find you. And there's not really been that, because look, people are lazy. They're not going to go too far to find their content. All right. They're going to go to what they're used to. And, like, I don't go to a bunch of different stores to buy all my groceries. I go to one fucking grocery store and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't go all over the place to find fucking videos. I go to one fucking website. So it would make sense that if I want to read independent comics, I go to one fucking place.
Yep. And the part where where it says that like a bulk print options for conventions, that's a really good idea. Retail, I would be interested to see how GlobalComix and Comics Wellspring, like, if they plan to do like distribution to big stores like like Barnes and Noble and Walmart and Books A Million, but I don't think that's going to occur in October. I think that's going to take a bit longer for that thing to become a reality.
Yeah. Oh, so, yeah, like it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah. So continuing, we're building the system that removes the gatekeepers, empowers creators, and makes it easier than ever for fans to collect and support the comics they love. said Graves. This is about bringing real world revenue into the hands of storytellers worldwide, one book at a time. And that's the whole article. So I'm actually really excited about this. I think on GlobalComix, like you're already able to sell you're already able to sell PDF downloads of your comics. So
really,
yeah, like it. I've already set King of Justice issue 1 and issue 2 separately, for $1.99. If you want to buy a PDF download. But there's also the option, where if you want, if you want to read it, quote unquote, for free, then you can subscribe to GlobalComix. Where you can read all the comics you want, and based on the page reads, those creators, actually make money off that.
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah, and if you're someone who doesn't want to pay a subscription, and you rather just buy the PDF of the comic, you can also create that option.
Huh. Now, let me ask you something. Is there a GlobalComix subscription to where you can access everything through a subscription just to GlobalComix?
Yeah, I recommend using GlobalComix either mobilely or on their app, because their desktop website is not really the best, but it works really well it works really well on mobile devices, and on their app.
So it's kind of like the Shonen Jump app where you pay a subscription fee and you get access to all their stuff.
Yeah, so
that's smart.
Yeah, so this is the GlobalComix. So as you can see, something unexpected happened. So it's really not the best. But they got Toons, which I think is I think it's manhwa material. They got Boom Studios, Dark Horse, DC, Dynamite, IDW, Image, Oni Press, and Vault. And you can also search. But you can also search your particular series. But like I said, the desktop version is not really the best right now. But if you go on their site, through your mobile phone or through their app, that's where it actually really functions.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, obviously they need to clean up the desktop version, but I think that model is smart because I think that's one of the problems that you have with streaming right now is that you got all these different streaming platforms that are all spread out, and it's oh, I gotta pay separate for Hulu, and then not anymore because they bundled it into Disney Plus, but I gotta pay separate for Disney Plus, and I gotta pay separate for Paramount Plus, and I gotta pay separate for HBO Max, and it's can we just get a bundle, a plan or something, to where I pay one thing and we're good to go?
Yeah, didn't HBO Max start to bundle with Hulu and Disney Plus?
I think so. I don't know if that's still a thing, but I do remember that at one point.
Because I saw that very recently. But here's my GlobalComix page, and you can see right here buy PDF for $1.99, buy PDF for $1.99, or you can just read it. But I've set it up to where you probably can only read the first 7 pages before you have to be a subscriber to read the rest.
Yeah, well, I mean that's smart. Give people free sample, a little bit of a taste here to kind of, entice them, and then make them pay for the full thing. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, yeah, and like and once this feature, to sell physical, books, um, like I can, I could just sell the like the individual issues just on GlobalComix, and I don't have to go anywhere else.
Right.
Because because like I had because like I did not plan on selling individual issues. Like I just want to put them on GlobalComix, and like let people read them on there, and once volume 1 is done, then I can start then I can start doing like the physical copies, on at like Walmart's and Barnes and Noble, and all the rest.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah, no, man, I think that's smart.
And this is totally not drama talk, but I think Comicsgate, like, once this, like really starts to kick in, like I think Comicsgate like should really look into this.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get Cyberfrog on on GlobalComix. Because right now, like, there is no gatekeeping right now.
Yeah, no, I agree, but the thing is that, and again, I'm trying not to get too drama filled here, but Comicsgate has got a 80s and 90s shaped stick up their ass, and they need to learn to adapt to the digital age.
Yep.
They're gonna have to get off this old model of business and doing things, because people aren't buying it anymore, man. Like, you can't do all these. Oh, look at all these variant covers I've got, and look at this bundle and that bundle. It's like, guys, just put out the fucking book.
Just get it. Just get it out there. Like no one cares about like your variant covers. No one cares.
It's like, bro, this is not the 80s and the 90s. I have better fucking things to spend my money on than 5 fucking covers of the same fucking book.
Yeah.
I mean, look at novels, for example. You've got 2 options, all right? You got paperback and you got hardcover.
Yep.
That's it. All right? And one's a little bit cheaper than the other one. So,
yep.
You want to get paperback or you want to get hardcover? I mean, that's it. It's very fucking simple. You want to spend a couple of dollars more to get the hardcover? Here you go.
Yep.
You don't? Here's the paperback.
Yep.
It's very fucking simple. And look,
even manga like do not do like variant covers.
No. I mean, once a series is done, you might get like a collection released of like all the volumes, or you might get like these larger volume. Like, I know Dragon Ball like came out with this thing where you get like 3 volumes in one book, but as far as like different variants and stuff, no, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, like it. Oh, because like in their mind, it's kind of pointless.
Because it's pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I like in my Books A Million bookstore in the mall, there is they have a box of like all the Bleach manga volumes. They have a box collection of all the Dragon Ball manga. And if you take those volumes out, it's the same fucking covers from when the volumes were released 20 fucking years ago.
Yep.
It's just all in one box set now. Yep. And that makes sense because those series are over.
Yep.
They're done. So
move on.
it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, we're done now. If you don't want to go around collecting the individual volumes, here's a box set. That makes sense.
Yep.
That makes total perfect sense. But this whole thing about variants and stuff, it's just it's a leftover, it's a remnant from, again, a different time. Like
of a dying age.
Like people, I'm sorry, but kids are playing games and watching TV and stuff, and they still like the comics in terms of like, manga and stuff, but I mean, manga is very accessible.
Yep.
They're not having to make this big sacrifice to get it like you would with all these Western comic books.
Yep. They're like a bajillion different versions of Superman, but there's only one version of Luffy.
Yeah. If I want to go collect the original Yu-Gi-Oh manga, I start with volume 1 and I go to volume whatever the last one is.
Yep.
And that's it. It's simple. It's good to go.
Yep.
So,
but not the mainstream. No, you gotta start with Superman Rebirth. Which is like Action Comics number 800.
Go get Yu-Gi-Oh! Volume 1, the Yugi variant. Go get Yu-Gi-Oh! Volume 1, the Joey variant.
The Kaiba variant.
It's like, I'd rather not. I'm good with just sticking with one. I'm fine, man. The only time I've ever seen this shit continue to work in the modern day is with Pokemon.
Yeah.
That is the only like modern day example where it's like this still works for some reason.
More specifically, like with the TCG, right?
Oh, I'm talking about the games. Like, you got like 2 different versions that come out, and then you get like a third version that comes out like a year later or whatever. Like, that's the only example I can think of where it's like, yeah, people will still buy all 3 fucking versions of this game, even though they're essentially the same game.
Yeah. Though I think like different Pokemon appear, in certain versions. But that's like a few Pokemon.
Yeah, overall it's the same experience. So
yeah. Oh yeah, because like you don't get a different story. Like it's all the same story. But you're just limited to like which Pokemon you catch in that version.
Right. So yeah, that's the only like modern example where I look at it, I'm like, this still works for some reason. Comic books, not so much.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. These old farts like need to need to get out. Need to get away from their nostalgia. The good old days.
The good old days of the 80s and the listen, bro. It's 2025. It hasn't been the 90s for 25 fucking years. A generation is 25 years. It's literally been a generation. It's time to join us in the modern day, bro. And don't get me wrong, I love the 90s. I was born in the 90s.
Don't die.
I grew up in the 90s, bro. The 90s was an amazing decade. It was a fucking amazing decade. Holy shit, it was a fucking amazing decade. When you think of all the shit that was coming out back then, you got some of the best Final Fantasy, mans. You've got like Resident Evil coming out. You got Spyro. You got Sonic. I mean, listen, bro, it was a good time for video games. Same thing with comic books and stuff. You had some good comic books going at the time, man. You had some good comic book media. The DC animated universe, for the love of God. You had some fantastic animes coming out, bro. The 90s were a damn good time to grow up, all right? I fucking am grateful I grew up in the 90s.
Me too.
But time moves forward.
Yep.
It is not the 90s anymore. And when it comes to business and when it comes to
the kids are into different things now.
Yeah, you have to adapt. I mean, that's one of life's little secrets. You have to change. You have to adapt. You have to grow. If you stay stagnant, you will die.
They'll die.
You will die. Stagnation equals death.
Yep.
So, and that's why I talk about when it comes to Comicsgate, and again, trying to keep it as drama free as possible. But Comicsgate, what kids, what young people, what teenagers are talking about Comicsgate?
No, none of them.
When was the last time you saw a teenager or a young adult? I'm talking about like a YouTuber, like 15 to 25 years old. Nope. Get on here and just shout the praises of Comicsgate.
Nope, I've never heard it.
Exactly. Now, when all these old fuddy-duddies kick the bucket, who's going to be there to pick up the mantle?
Nobody.
It dies with them.
Yep.
So that is what I'm talking about. It is stagnant, and when they die, it dies.
Yep.
Stagnation equals death. If you want it to live beyond you, you got to let the younger generation, you got to hand the baton to the younger generation.
Yep. If this is the Comicsgate I was supposed to protect, I'm glad to see it destroyed.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if you got that reference.
Sounds familiar.
It was from like the recent K-pop Demon Hunters.
What the fuck is that, bro?
You haven't seen it?
What's K-pop Demon Hunters?
It's a CG animated movie from that's on Netflix, and the title just speaks for itself. Of this K-pop group, hunt demons.
All right, that sounds interesting,
and it's actually really good. Like the story is really good.
I agree with the sentiment. Yeah, look, man, it comes to a point where it's something is just not worth protecting because you're fighting a losing battle at a certain point. And that, again, I consider myself to be at most Comicsgate adjacent, but I can look and I can realize the flaws with Comicsgate, and I don't want to tie everything into that. I don't want to put my eggs all in that basket. That's crazy. That's stupid.
Yep.
I mean, that's really stupid because it's gonna fall off at some point. But Andrew, I'm gonna have to jump off right now. There's a storm coming through, and I'm not sure if my power is gonna go out or not.
Okay.
I'm seeing lightning flash outside, so yeah, I'm gonna have to jump off here.
I love thunderstorms.
Oh, I do too, but if the power goes off, then I can't. I'll just up and disappear. So I'd rather go out on my own terms. But no, bro, I appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. Good Superman talk. Good talk about indie comics.
Yep. Can't wait. I can't wait to come on your stream. We can actually get into the nitty gritty of the future of the DCU and some theories.
Yeah, man. Thursday
from the movie.
Thursday, yeah, we gonna be jumping into it. You mind if I go ahead and post the link to my Superman review real quick? Yeah,
sure. Yep.
Okay.
In the private chat.
No, in the YouTube chat.
I'm not sure if the link is gonna work because I don't think I made you a mod or anything.
Son of a bitch.
But I think that if you just put it in the private chat, I'll just copy it, and put it in the put it in the thing.
All right. There you go.
All right, I'll just copy link.
Yeah, go check out my spoiler review of Superman. Again, go see the movie for yourself to begin with, obviously. But go check it out after you see the film for yourself because it's some good shit, bro. Some good shit.
And there it is. Yep, yep, and it's a working link.
All right, awesome. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hop off before the storm takes me out. I will see
Yep,
you Thursday, my man.
yep. All right,
All right, peace.
later. And then there was me. So the GlobalComix thing, I think, is a really great thing to happen. Especially for indie creators. Like the mainstream is also gonna take advantage of that, but I don't think they want to be, discriminatory. Say like, oh no, this is only for the indie creators. Like we need to have like an equal playing field. Like I'm really excited for when I'm able to sell individual issues for on GlobalComix. Like I do also wonder if they will allow you to sell variant covers. Which I know some people do like to sell variant covers, but I think I think that is like starting to die out. But thanks guys for showing up on my stream, and I will talk to you guys later.